everybody. Thanks for joining us. We take a look at the weekend forecast for President's Day weekend, which is looking wintry. And if you're here to ski, or if you get a chance to get out there and enjoy the outside, it's going to feel wintry. There's going to be some fresh snow. Not a ton of it, no huge snowstorms, but a lot of snow, kind of flurries in the air all weekend. And for those upslope spots, a lot of the ski areas could see some accumulating snow, while the rest of us mostly just see flurries in the air and just kind of passing kind of dustings and things like that. So let's take a look. Lots of stuff going on. Again, we've talked about this all winter. Busy subtropical jet storm. This is detached from the northern stream. That's why no big storm here, right? No connection between the northern stream, which is pushing all of this weather across, and the southern stream. But what that means is the northern jet stream has moved south, and that has allowed us to get all these clipper systems. The first one came through last night. That'll be the most significant one that came through with accumulating snow. But we have another couple of pieces that are going to swing through over the next couple of days, and they're going to keep things going in terms of the precipitation, with little breaks in between. It's going to be mostly in the afternoons. The timing is such that it's mostly in the afternoons that we see the showers and snow flurries. Really a chance of that Saturday and Sunday. Monday looks basically dry. So Monday we kind of clear out and with just a few clouds. And we are going to see some sun each day, though, too. These are not like widespread systems that don't bring any, that don't give the chance for anything else. Today, too, as this storm really kind of wraps up, on the backside of that, we're already seeing a decent amount of wind, and there definitely will be some strong winds. We have wind advisories for us here in southern Vermont today. So a couple of power outages are possible. I don't think anything, it'll be just a couple, I think, just very widely scattered. But just to kind of give you an FYI about that, if you're skiing today, wind holds will be an issue today, but after today shouldn't be too bad. A little breezy tomorrow, but shouldn't be bad tomorrow, really. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. It's going to feel cold. It does feel cold out there this morning. Let's take a look at that close-in radar. This lake effect band has moved south of most of southern Vermont, although certainly in the upslope areas, we're still getting some snow. That will kind of persist through the day. We got a lot of low-level moisture around, so if at the ski areas, you're going to see snow all day, which will lightly accumulate. A couple inches it wouldn't be unlikely for some of those for the ski areas. For most of the rest of us, just flurries in the air and blowing snow, as again, you can see by the radar here, even that the winds are really howling out of the northwest. So, I mean, it's a cold wind out there. Feels like winter. Let's take a look a little wider out just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Here's that southern jet stream energy, and you can kind of see here's the northern piece of the northern energy that's separated. This chunk, a lot of this is going to go south of us, this chunk here, so we're not going to get the steady snow. But as this front comes through, it'll touch off another round, and there's actually, you can't see it, but there's another system that's racing from the northwest towards us as well that will kick off yet another round of some show showers and flurries over Saturday and then Sunday afternoon. Again, this will be the most of the upslope snow happens today, and then lessening amounts on Saturday and Sunday. So today, wouldn't be surprised to see 2-3 inches at some of the, like, especially the ski areas, things like that. Tomorrow it's more like an inch or two, and Sunday is more like an inch or so. But yeah, it still though kind of keeps things going, keeps the conditions fresh, keeps some fresh snow out on the slopes. It's good stuff as we go forward here for the winter. Here's your situation with all of your fronts and surface features here. We've got this clipper system here, and not even kind of on the surface map, but there's one that's going to kind of develop behind that. That's going to be a reinforcing shot on Sunday as well. Let's take a look at, just to kind of give you an idea where temperatures are at. We are starting to tap some colder air here. We've dragged some of these minus 20s down into kind of central Canada, south of Hudson Bay, minus 30s. Again, that's still quite a ways north, but you'll notice a lot of zero and single numbers just to the north of the U.S.-Canadian border, and we're going to drag some of those in here. We're not going to get real cold, probably not even down in the single numbers ever, but we're going to feel, today's going to feel cold, and then overnight lows are going to be chilly. We're not going to get above freezing anytime over the next 4 or 5 days, which is the first stretch we've had where we're not even really approaching. We'll be upper 20s, or probably not even get to 30, even in those valley locations. So yeah, it's going to feel like winter, and in a winter that's been quite mild, it'll feel more like winter than we have for a lot of the winter over the next several days, which is kind of nice for this President's Day weekend. I know a lot of people are around trying to enjoy the Vermont outside, and with some of the snow that we've gotten here lately, it's better. It's still not, we don't have deep snow out in the woods or anything like that, but it's better than it's been. Let's take a look at that. Yes, so here's the mess that is the upper level system, and you can just see we've got lined up shortwave after shortwave around this split flow. But you can't really see the split flow. This is why no major storms, at least until this breaks down, the pattern breaks down. Because what we've got here is jet stream coming across the Pacific, and then it splits into two sections. This active subtropical jet stream, which is an El Nino feature that's been here all winter. It's been incredibly persistent. It's even for an El Nino winter, I think at this point we're pretty persistent with this. And then to the north, though, we have the flow goes way north up into Alaska, and then kind of diving south. This is why we're starting to tap some of that colder Canadian air. But you also notice that it's still kind of being pushed out. So we're not diving a deep trough, full latitude trough across the United States. So we're not getting into the real cold, heart of the cold, but we are starting to get some fringes of that here across the northern part of the United States. But with that split flow, it keeps in order to get real strong, real big storms, basically that are persistent, that kind of give us a chance for our big nor'easters. You have to get a full latitude trough, which would include the southern jet stream and the northern jet stream. And right now that flow is split, so that's not really in the cards at the moment. Doesn't mean it couldn't set up. It's unlikely. El Nino winters are not good for that. But in general, that's sort of what's going on here. You can see we do have flow coming west to east very rapidly across the country. Let's take a look at that actual forecast. So today, upper 20s, windy and flurries. Like I said, a possible power outage today. We'll have to be a little careful. I watchful about that. So just be aware that it is going to be quite breezy, 30 to 40 mile an hour winds at times, gusts at times. Breezy overnight tonight. Temperatures, that holds the temperatures up a little bit, even though we do, I think, get pretty clear tonight. Temperatures in the upper teens. Tomorrow is probably the chilliest day with temperatures in the mid 20s. It'll be, if you're going to ski tomorrow or today, really, you're going to have to bundle up. Today, like I said, wind holds possible. I think the wind holds will go away tomorrow because it's just breezy. But you want to keep an eye out for just be bundled up. It'll feel like mountain temperatures will be upper teens probably at the peaks, especially mid teens at the peaks, and wind chills will be in the single numbers. So not brutal, but just keep an eye on that. Temperatures fall back into the low teens, maybe certainly the valleys, the lower elevations where you get some good radiational cooling and the winds start to die down. We could see some numbers in single numbers in places. Sunday, a little bit, a touch warmer, flurries still. So most flurries and snow showers and squalls today, lessening each day, but definitely still there. Upper 20s. We fall back down. Not quite as cold Sunday night into Monday. We kind of get another front that kind of moves through with a dry front this time and some cooler air sagging south, which holds our temperatures in the 20s, and then we cool off pretty good Monday night into Tuesday as we head towards next week. But essentially, a wintry but not impactful weekend in terms of travel. Travel is a little tough out there this morning. The roads are still a little rough, and you have to watch out for spots today with all that blowing snow. It's very light and fluffy snow, so you just be careful that even after the roads get better, which will happen relatively soon this morning, just to make sure that you're not getting into any when you're driving, you don't hit any spots where the snow is blown across the road. Just be aware that could happen in spots, and that you want to avoid any going too fast through those areas. Weekend forecast or weekend highlights: wintry weather weekend with lots of snow showers and flurries. Windy today with blowing snow and a couple of power outages possible. Not much snow accumulation except for favored upslope areas. Ski areas could see this is an additional what they got last night, 3 to 6 inches of snow over the weekend with persistent snow showers for them, while the rest of us basically just see dustings. Temperatures will be seasonably chilly with wind chills in the single numbers today. So there you go. Pretty good forecast. I do want to give a shout out to my patrons. They help support what I do here at the West River Valley. I really appreciate their support. I will be back on Tuesday morning because of the long weekend with a look at your work week forecast. And I'll be back on Tuesday morning with a look at your work week forecast.